As we age, the rhythm of life often shifts in ways we couldn't have anticipated. In our younger years, we find ourselves pulled into a cycle of work, obligations, and an endless pursuit of accomplishments. But as the years pass, life gradually reveals a profound truth. Sometimes, doing less can bring more fulfillment than doing everything. For those in their 60s and beyond, this concept of doing nothing might sound strange, even counterintuitive. But embracing a simpler approach to life, where less is truly more, can be a powerful way to find peace, health, and even purpose. You see, the idea of doing nothing isn't about abandoning life or resigning to boredom. It's about letting go of unnecessary stress, constant worries, and the desire to control every single thing. It's a mindset shift that encourages you to focus on what truly matters: inner peace, meaningful connections, and personal well-being. In our youth, we're conditioned to believe that success and happiness come from relentless action. We're told to hustle, to keep pushing forward, to strive for more, whether it's money, status, or recognition. But in reality, this lifestyle often comes with a hefty price. As we move into our later years, it's natural to carry the same habits of busyness with us. We may find ourselves constantly planning, always thinking about the next task, worrying about others' expectations, or even carrying the weight of regret and what-ifs from our past. But doing nothing means releasing these burdens. It's about realizing that at this stage of life, the things that truly matter are the small, quiet moments: the morning sunlight, a cup of coffee enjoyed slowly, the laughter shared with friends, or even the simple joy of breathing deeply without rushing to the next thing. This journey toward doing nothing also encourages us to stop obsessing over things that are ultimately beyond our control. The truth is, life unfolds whether we try to control every aspect of it or not. We don't have power over every twist and turn that life takes, but we do have the power to decide how we respond to those changes. When we let go of control, we open ourselves to the peace that comes from acceptance, an essential element of true contentment in later years. Many people, especially those who are nearing retirement or already there, might feel uncertain about slowing down. They might wonder, what will people think? Or, will I still have value if I'm not always doing something productive? But here's the secret. Value isn't defined by constant activity. Our worth doesn't depend on how busy we are or how many accomplishments we can list. In fact, as we age, we have the opportunity to redefine what it means to live a meaningful life. This is a chance to step off the treadmill of constant motion and truly appreciate the life we've built, without the need to prove anything to anyone. Think of this time as a return to simplicity, a journey back to the essence of who you are. It's an invitation to reconnect with yourself, to explore your interests and passions without the pressures that once guided your choices. Doing nothing doesn't mean you lose purpose. Instead, it opens a door to a deeper, more authentic sense of purpose. It's about finally giving yourself permission to relax, to let go of the endless shoulds and musts that filled earlier years. Imagine a day where you aren't driven by deadlines, where you don't have a checklist of things to accomplish, but rather a peaceful awareness of the present moment. It's the kind of day where you can linger over a book you enjoy, take a walk simply to feel the breeze, or spend an afternoon with family or friends without looking at the clock. These are the moments that define a well-lived life, moments filled with ease and contentment, unburdened by the need for external validation or constant achievement. And for many, this shift can be life-changing. Once we step away from the noise and allow ourselves to do nothing, we might discover that the most beautiful parts of life were right in front of us all along. The wisdom, peace, and joy we seek have always been within us, waiting for us to slow down enough to notice. In this stage of life, doing nothing can also be a path to self-compassion. So often, we're our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to standards that are impossible to meet. But letting go of the need to constantly do frees us to show ourselves kindness. to acknowledge that we've done enough, that we are enough just as we are. It's about giving ourselves the same patience, understanding, and grace that we so often extend to others. So as you step into this new chapter, remember that doing nothing isn't a sign of laziness or giving up. It's an act of courage and wisdom. It's a declaration that your life has value, even if you're not filling every moment with activity. This is the time to savor life's simple pleasures, to embrace the quiet joys, and to find freedom in simply being. As we journey further into the concept of doing nothing, it's essential to delve into one of the most transformative aspects of this mindset, the art of letting go. Letting go sounds simple, but in practice, it can be one of the hardest things to achieve, especially when it involves not just material possessions, but emotional and mental burdens we've carried for a lifetime. Yet, as we age, learning to let go is like a gift to ourselves, a step toward a lighter, freer way of living. It's about making room in our lives for peace, simplicity, and joy. One of the first things many people need to release is resentment. Over the years, it's natural to accumulate grudges, to harbor ill feelings towards those who may have wronged us, disappointed us, or hurt us in ways that felt unforgivable at the time. We might not even think about these resentments daily, but they settle deep within us, often causing stress, tension, and even affecting our health. Letting go of these resentments doesn't mean condoning what happened or dismissing our pain. Instead, it's about choosing to free ourselves from the hold that bitterness and anger have on our hearts. When we forgive, we're not letting anyone off the hook. Instead, we're letting ourselves off the hook, reclaiming mental and emotional space that resentment occupied. It's a way of saying, "This no longer controls me." Then there are the regrets. Every person has decisions they wish they could take back, paths they wish they had taken, words they wish they had or hadn't said. But, much like resentments, regrets can weigh heavily on our souls, holding us captive in a past that we cannot change. Carrying regrets is like trying to move forward while constantly looking backward. It only slows us down, preventing us from embracing the present and the future. Letting go of regret doesn't mean forgetting the lessons we learned. It simply means allowing ourselves to move beyond them. By accepting that we did the best we could with what we knew at the time, we begin to release the hold regret has over us. This acceptance, this self-forgiveness, is an act of love toward ourselves, one that opens the door to gratitude. Gratitude helps us see the richness of life, the opportunities we have now, and the beauty of the present moment. Letting go also involves releasing our attachment to external expectations and standards. Throughout life, we're taught to measure our worth by various markers: career success, financial achievements, family roles, social standing, or even the admiration of others. Society's standards often lead us to believe that we are only as good as our accomplishments. But as we grow older, we begin to see that these markers don't define our true value. We start to realize that the most meaningful moments are often the simplest, quietest, and least noticed by others. This understanding can empower us to let go of the pressure to live up to anyone else's expectations. We no longer need to prove anything to anyone, not even to ourselves. Instead, we can redefine success on our own terms, living in a way that feels true, peaceful, and fulfilling. Perhaps one of the most liberating things to release is the desire to control everything around us. Life is filled with unpredictable twists and turns, some joyous, some challenging. For much of our lives, we may have strived to manage outcomes, to predict and plan every detail, to guide those we care about onto the right path. But as we grow older, we begin to understand that control is an illusion. No matter how hard we try, we can't control everything, and that's perfectly okay. Letting go of this need for control doesn't mean becoming passive or indifferent. Rather, it's about embracing a sense of acceptance, trusting that life has its rhythm and that we are part of something larger. When we stop trying to steer every moment, we allow life to unfold naturally, opening ourselves to experiences and insights that might have been missed in our pursuit of control. Letting go of control can also strengthen our relationships. When we stop trying to shape every aspect of our loved ones' lives, we give them space to grow, to make their own decisions, and to find their own paths. This doesn't mean we stop caring or supporting them, but rather, we show our love by offering understanding instead of guidance, acceptance instead of instruction. We come to realize that the most meaningful support we can provide is often quiet, simply being there without judgment or expectation. Relationships become deeper, more honest, and more rewarding when we allow others to be themselves. In learning to let go, we also find freedom in simplicity. As we clear away emotional and mental clutter, we might feel inspired to simplify our physical surroundings as well. Letting go of excess possessions can be an incredibly liberating experience. When we let go of things we don't truly need, we create space not only in our homes, but also in our minds. We're left with items that hold real meaning or function, and this simplicity can bring a sense of clarity, peace, and appreciation for the things that truly matter. Through this process of letting go, of resentment, regret, expectations, control, and clutter, we open up a world of calm, freedom, and joy. It allows us to be fully present in the life we have now, unburdened by the weight of the past or the worry of the future. We start to appreciate life's simple pleasures: a quiet afternoon, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a grandchild, a peaceful walk, or a heartfelt conversation. These are the moments that fill life with meaning, the moments that bring genuine contentment. As we continue this journey, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Release the things, the memories, and the feelings that weigh you down. Life is precious and fleeting, and each moment we spend clinging to the past or worrying about the future is a moment lost to the beauty of the present. By letting go, we honor ourselves, we respect the wisdom we've gained, and we create a life that's lighter, more joyful, and truly our own. As we continue this journey toward peace and simplicity, a central part of doing nothing is learning to fully embrace the present moment. This concept may sound easy, but truly being present takes practice, especially if we've spent much of our lives focused on the future or held back by the past. When we embrace the present, we allow ourselves to experience life as it is right now, without judgment or distraction. This approach can be transformative, particularly as we age, offering us a sense of peace and fulfillment that goes beyond the constant striving of earlier years. The beauty of living in the present is that it reconnects us with the simplicity of life. It's a reminder that joy isn't always found in grand achievements or monumental moments. Instead, it often resides in the small, everyday experiences we sometimes overlook. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, the quiet stillness of dawn, a brief walk in the fresh air. These small, seemingly ordinary moments hold a richness that we may not have noticed when we were busy pursuing the next goal. By embracing the present, we begin to notice the details that make life beautiful, the little things that bring genuine happiness. One of the ways to cultivate this sense of presence is through mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't about emptying the mind or ignoring thoughts. It's about observing life with a sense of openness and curiosity. It's about being fully aware of what we're doing, feeling, and experiencing in each moment. For example, when we eat, we can take the time to truly savor each bite, noticing the flavors and textures rather than rushing through the meal. When we spend time with family or friends, we can give them our full attention, listening to them with genuine interest instead of thinking about what we'll say next. These small acts of mindfulness help us connect deeply with the present, grounding us in the here and now. Practicing presence doesn't require any special skill or training. It's as simple as taking a few deep breaths, tuning into our surroundings, and allowing ourselves to fully experience each moment. For many, spending time in nature can be a powerful way to reconnect with the present. Whether it's a walk in a park, sitting in a garden, or simply observing the sky, nature has a way of grounding us. reminding us of life's cycles and our place within them. Nature encourages us to slow down, to breathe, and to appreciate the beauty around us. Another aspect of being present is letting go of the need for constant productivity. In a society that values busyness and achievement, it can feel uncomfortable, even wasteful, to simply be. But as we age, we realize that life isn't a race to the finish line. It's about experiencing each moment as fully as possible. We don't need to accomplish something every day to feel valuable or worthy. Just being alive, aware, and appreciative is enough. When we give ourselves permission to let go of this need for productivity, we find that life becomes more enjoyable, more restful, and more meaningful. Embracing the present also means letting go of unnecessary worry about the future. It's natural to have concerns, especially as we age and face new challenges or uncertainties. But worry often pulls us out of the present, placing our focus on what could happen instead of what is happening. By practicing presence, we remind ourselves that we can handle each moment as it comes, that we are capable and resilient. This doesn't mean ignoring practical concerns, but rather choosing not to dwell on things that are beyond our immediate control. In doing so, we free ourselves from the weight of anxiety, creating a sense of inner peace. This approach to life, being present without the need to achieve or control, also changes how we see ourselves and others. When we're present, we're more patient, more understanding, and more compassionate. We're able to let go of judgments and expectations, both toward ourselves and those around us. Relationships become richer when we're fully engaged, offering our loved ones the gift of our time and attention. We listen more deeply, speak more thoughtfully, and connect more authentically. Living in the present also invites us to rediscover activities that bring joy without the pressure of performance. Maybe it's painting, gardening, reading, or simply sitting quietly and reflecting. These activities don't need to lead to any particular outcome. They are valuable simply because they bring us pleasure and relaxation. When we engage in them without expectation, we find ourselves reconnecting with a sense of playfulness and curiosity, a reminder of what it means to live freely. For many, embracing the present is a path to inner peace. When we're not pulled by the past or pushed by the future, we experience a profound stillness that allows us to reconnect with our true selves. We discover that beneath all the worries, plans, and distractions, there's a place of calm within us. This calm becomes a sanctuary, a place we can return to whenever we need rest or reassurance. It's a reminder that no matter what happens around us, we carry a source of peace within. As we continue to age, this approach to life becomes even more precious. Embracing the present allows us to savor the time we have, to live each day fully, without regrets or anxieties. It's a reminder that life doesn't have to be about constant growth or achievement, but about simply being here, experiencing and appreciating. In this way, doing nothing isn't empty or passive. It's a rich, fulfilling way of living that invites us to be more aware, more connected, and more alive. As we settle into a mindset of presence and simplicity, another profound realization emerges. Our sense of purpose doesn't disappear as we age. Rather, it transforms. For many people, purpose was once linked to careers, family roles, or social responsibilities. But in this stage of life, our purpose can shift away from traditional definitions, becoming something deeply personal and rewarding. In fact, this period of life provides an opportunity to explore new kinds of purpose, ones that don't come with pressure or expectations. The idea of finding purpose without pressure is about letting go of the notion that purpose must be grand or impactful by societal standards. Instead, purpose can be found in small, meaningful actions and choices. We might find purpose in cultivating kindness, in being a source of support for loved ones, or in simply sharing our presence with those around us. For some, this sense of purpose emerges in quiet ways, like volunteering, mentoring, or simply being available for others. Purpose becomes less about doing and more about being. about being present, being understanding, and being open-hearted. One beautiful aspect of this shift is that it allows us to focus on purpose that brings us personal fulfillment rather than external validation. Many people in earlier stages of life feel pressured to prove their worth through productivity, achievement, or service to others. But as we age, we realize that our worth isn't something to be proven. It's something to be embraced. Our purpose now can be as simple as finding joy in each day, connecting with others, or nurturing our inner peace. For many, purpose can also be found in creative pursuits. Creativity is often an expression of our inner self, a way of exploring our thoughts, feelings, and dreams. Whether it's writing, painting, crafting, gardening, or any other creative endeavor, these activities don't need to be good by any standard other than our own. They don't need to result in finished masterpieces or serve any practical purpose. Instead, they are simply for the pleasure of creating, for the satisfaction of expressing ourselves. Engaging in creative activities can bring a sense of purpose that is free from judgment, comparison, or pressure. Another way to find purpose without pressure is through reflection and sharing. As we grow older, we gather wisdom through our experiences, both the joyful and the difficult ones. This wisdom becomes a valuable part of who we are, and sharing it can be incredibly fulfilling. Whether it's telling stories to grandchildren, offering advice to friends, or simply reflecting on our own journey, the act of sharing our insights allows us to connect with others on a deep level. It gives a sense of continuity, of passing on the lessons we've learned, and can be a reminder that our lives have meaning beyond the present moment. Purpose can also be found in self-care and self-discovery. For years, many of us may have prioritized others' needs, often putting ourselves last. But as we age, this stage of life offers a unique chance to turn inward, to nurture ourselves, and to explore aspects of who we are that may have been overlooked. Taking time for ourselves isn't selfish. It's a way of honoring our journey and our well-being. Self-care can be as simple as developing a routine that brings comfort, finding joy in small activities, or dedicating time to practices that bring us peace like meditation or gentle exercise. Furthermore, purpose can emerge in the form of gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, a sense of purpose naturally arises. Gratitude shifts our perspective, helping us appreciate the beauty and richness of life, even in the smallest details. This doesn't mean ignoring life's difficulties, but rather choosing to acknowledge the gifts we have, be it health, friendships, or memories. By practicing gratitude, we cultivate a purposeful way of seeing the world, one that brings contentment and joy without the need for accomplishment. At its core, finding purpose without pressure is about living in alignment with our values. It's about choosing to live in a way that feels true to who we are, without the need to meet external standards. Our purpose becomes a personal compass, guiding us toward actions and choices that bring peace, fulfillment, and joy. And this compass can change from day to day. Some days, our purpose might be as simple as offering a smile to a stranger or spending time with a loved one. Other days, it might be exploring a new interest, reading a book, or simply enjoying a moment of quiet reflection. In embracing this form of purpose, we come to see that life doesn't need to be productive to be meaningful. Each moment has its own purpose, whether we're aware of it or not. This realization brings a sense of freedom, allowing us to release the need to be constantly achieving. It reminds us that life is inherently valuable and that we are inherently valuable just as we are. Our purpose now is to live each day with presence, kindness, and appreciation. This approach to purpose also teaches us to see ourselves with compassion. Instead of measuring our worth by accomplishments or social roles, we start to value ourselves for the simple act of living. We realize that every experience, every interaction, Every quiet moment adds to the tapestry of our lives. We don't need to be defined by any one thing. Our purpose is woven through each moment, each breath, each smile. As we move forward with this mindset, we might find that our lives feel more peaceful, more centered, and more fulfilled. We no longer feel the need to earn our place in the world, because we understand that we've always belonged, just as we are. Purpose without pressure is a powerful reminder that we are enough, that our lives are meaningful, and that each day is an opportunity to live in alignment with our deepest values. As we continue embracing the philosophy of doing nothing, another essential aspect becomes clear: rediscovering joy in life's simplest moments. Over the years, we might have forgotten how to truly savor these experiences. When life was busy and responsibilities were abundant, it was easy to overlook the small, often quiet pleasures that could bring so much happiness. Now, in this new stage of life, we have the opportunity to slow down and reconnect with these sources of joy. One of the greatest joys we can rediscover is the beauty of nature. Nature has a way of grounding us, of reminding us of life's natural rhythms and cycles. A gentle breeze, the warmth of sunlight on our skin, the sound of leaves rustling. These experiences are simple, yet they carry a profound sense of peace. Taking time to walk in nature, sit in a garden, or simply watch the world go by can be incredibly refreshing. In these moments, we become part of something larger, and we're reminded of the beauty that surrounds us, often in places we might have overlooked before. For many, there's also joy to be found in simple routines. Whether it's brewing a morning cup of coffee, reading a favorite book, or tending to a small garden, routines bring a comforting rhythm to each day. They provide a sense of structure without pressure, allowing us to enjoy familiar activities that bring calm and satisfaction. These routines are like small rituals, grounding us in the present and allowing us to savor each moment. Instead of rushing through them, we can take our time, finding joy in the details: the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, the texture of a well-loved book, or the colors of flowers blooming in the garden. Food, too, can be a source of simple joy. In earlier years, meals might have been hurried, squeezed between busy schedules, or eaten with distractions. Now, there's a chance to truly savor each bite, to appreciate the flavors, textures, and aromas of a meal. Whether it's a meal shared with family or a quiet dinner alone, taking time to enjoy food mindfully can be a delightful experience. Cooking, too, can be a meditative activity, a way to connect with ingredients and create something nourishing. By paying attention to the process of preparing and enjoying food, we cultivate gratitude for the nourishment it provides. Another source of joy lies in reconnecting with creativity. Creativity isn't limited to artists or musicians. It's a part of all of us, a way to express ourselves and explore our inner world. Painting, drawing, writing, knitting, or even simply doodling can bring a sense of fulfillment. There's no need for perfection or accomplishment. These creative acts are valuable simply because they bring us joy. Creativity allows us to see the world through a new lens, to experiment, to play, and to engage with life in a way that's personal and satisfying. Rediscovering creativity can be like rediscovering a part of ourselves that we may have set aside long ago. Spending time with loved ones also becomes a source of pure, uncomplicated joy. In a world that often values quantity over quality, we might have once felt the need to fill our social lives with many activities and people. But as we grow older, we come to appreciate the beauty of simply being with those we care about, whether it's family or close friends. Conversations can be unhurried, laughter can be spontaneous, and silence can be comfortable. These moments of connection don't need to be elaborate. They're precious simply because they're shared. Time spent with loved ones is one of life's greatest treasures, and embracing this time without any agenda brings a sense of joy that's both grounding and uplifting. For some, joy can also be found in quiet solitude. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's a chance to spend time with oneself, to reflect, to dream, or simply to rest. In solitude, we can let go of external demands and expectations, tuning in to our own thoughts, feelings, and desires. We might find that solitude allows us to reconnect with parts of ourselves that we hadn't noticed in the hustle of life. It's a time to be still, to breathe deeply, and to find comfort in our own company. Solitude can be a source of strength, a place of peace that we can return to whenever we need it. Rediscovering joy in these simple things also means finding pleasure in the ordinary. There's beauty in everyday moments: the sound of rain, the feeling of fresh sheets, the warmth of a cozy blanket, the sight of a familiar street. These small experiences, when noticed and appreciated, bring a sense of contentment. They remind us that life doesn't need to be grand or extraordinary to be fulfilling. Each day holds countless moments of beauty, waiting to be noticed. In choosing to find joy in the simple things, we also cultivate a sense of gratitude. Gratitude is an outlook that enriches our lives, helping us to see abundance where we might have once seen lack. It allows us to shift our focus from what we don't have to what we do, fostering a mindset of appreciation. The more we practice gratitude, the more we find to be grateful for. Life becomes richer, fuller, and more satisfying when we approach it with an open heart and a thankful spirit. As we embrace this approach, we begin to see that joy is not something we need to chase or earn. It's something we can invite into our lives by being open to the beauty of each moment. By choosing to find joy in simple things, we create a life that feels full and satisfying, a life where happiness isn't dependent on circumstances or achievements, but is found in our daily experience. This shift in perspective is one of the true gifts of aging. We come to understand that joy isn't something to be pursued, but rather something to be noticed and appreciated. It's a way of seeing the world, a way of engaging with life that brings peace, fulfillment, and contentment. And in this way, the idea of doing nothing transforms into a way of living that's not only peaceful, but profoundly joyful. As we approach life's final chapters, the philosophy of doing nothing comes to embody a sense of peace, acceptance, and fulfillment. This stage of life is an opportunity to let go of past pressures, embrace simplicity, and find joy in the present. Rather than striving to achieve, we can now appreciate each day as a gift, a chance to reflect on our journey with gratitude. In these years, we realize that our worth isn't tied to productivity or accomplishments. We come to value the quiet moments, the quality of our relationships, and the beauty of simply being. We release the need for control, embracing life's natural cycles with grace. By finding meaning in stillness and purpose in presence, we experience a renewed sense of wonder and appreciation for life itself. This stage is a celebration, a time to honor the lives we've led, the love we've shared, and the wisdom we've gained. Doing nothing becomes a pathway to deep contentment, a reminder that we are complete and that simply being is enough. As we rest in this realization, we enter this chapter with peace, trusting in the beauty and simplicity of life's natural rhythm.